All right, guys. So just wanted to check out this tuning situation here, and tuned it up middle of yesterday. So yeah, it's been probably, I don't know, 15, 20 hours since I picked up this guitar. So let's see how much the tuning has moved since then. Here we go. Ready? Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Interesting. Showing a little sharp. Very interesting. But let me show you what I've been doing about this new kind of approach that I've been using for tuning here. So, it used to be of the belief that you tune it, you let the string settle, and then wherever it settles, that's where you tune it. As you can see, this has got a little bit of that strobe thing going on, so it'll show you if it's a little tiniest bit flat or sharp. All right, so you see, like before, I would wait for the string to settle into the note, and that would be where I would tune it to pitch. All right, so there's E, and as you can see, it is settled into E, according to this tuner, right? It's a little bit sharp because, it makes sense. You don't have to be a physics genius to understand that when you hit a string, it causes it to, you're pulling on it, right? Kind of like, you're pulling on it and making it a little bit tighter, which makes the pitch go up, makes it a little bit, it's moving. It's moving kind of like a jump rope, but so since it's moving, it's a little, there's a tiny bit more tension, and that's going to cause it, while it's playing, to go a tiny bit sharp. And if you're like me, I come from a drumming background, so when I hit a guitar, and I know it's wrong. I know you get the most tone out of the strings and out of the guitar and out of the snare drum if you don't hit it too hard. But I'm just from that era. I hit hard, and I hit the guitar hard, and I'm working on it. All right, I'm working on it. I'm trying. I've talked about string gauges, and there was a time where I was basically only using 11s to 52s, no less, right? Again, just because, to me, it's just like, this has got 11s on it right now. And so, it's just like, it's just a big drum to me, right? So how I'm tuning the string now is I'm, So yeah, see that's hitting sharp. So I'm gonna come up to it, and I'm not gonna let it go past. Yeah, see that? I'm not gonna let it go past being in tune. It can come down a little tiny bit as it settles, but never shall it go past. It shall never go into the sharp zone, because especially the way I've got a heavy left hand too. I like a lot of guys, my age. I started on a cheap acoustic guitar, and even though that was later on in my musical journey, I started off on drums, like I said, but later on I said, I told my mom I wanted to get into guitar too, and she was like, "What are you talking about? You're playing drums. You don't need." I think I must, yeah. You don't need to be a guitar too. And I was like, no, you don't. I want to play guitar too. So we went, and of course, anyone remember Guitar Villa, Drum City, and Guitar Villa? We went down to a Guitar Villa, and we got, I think it was the second to the cheapest acoustic guitar they had. And yeah, and of course the action was a mile high, but we didn't know any better. And so, that was what I learned on. I think that's probably why I like the 11s as well. It's just like, it just feels like an acoustic guitar to me. So anyway, we're tuning. So yeah, so that's another thing, right? Since I'm kind of grabbing the guitar neck, kind of aggressively, right? That will also send the string a little bit into Sharpville. So here we go. Boy, these were really These were really sharp, huh? Oh, sorry, you can't see what I'm doing. Okay. So you see that? Like the G, oops, see that? It slipped into Sharpberg there for a second. So let's see. Oh, no. There we go. Yeah, and I'm hitting the string hard. Okay. Hard and loud. And that's just from habit too. That's just from using, you know, old tuners that didn't that didn't read as well as these new tuners do. Yeah, this guitar's pretty nice and loud, isn't it? Yeah, see, A is the hardest one for me because for me, I have to use these three fingers. Like I said, because my fingers are so big, especially on a Gibson scale neck. I got to use these three, but I'm still pressing pretty hard. So that usually sends the G string in particular up into Sharpville. But you see that? It doesn't sound too bad. Okay, so I went too far. You know, so like I said, this is, you know, this is new for me. So I'm still figuring out where exactly, but it just sounds better to me. Anyway, let's take a closer look at this guitar. So this is my my Epiphone Special model. But yeah, so this is the Epiphone Special. The story is not that exciting for this one. This one popped up in GC Encino. So I called up my buddy and I was like, "Hey, dude, you want to you want to take a trip out to Encino and there's a guitar out there that I want to take a look at." And he was like, "Yeah, bruh, I totally want to cruise out to Encino with you, man. Let's go. Come get me, bruh." So I did. I went and got him, and we went out there and looked at, you know, and they brought it out, and it came out in a branded hard shell case as well. You know, it's like one of those cases that has the big E on it, you know. And so, you know, I was like, oh, well, you know, that's pretty cool. And I don't know how I swung it, but I think I found some kind of like discount online or something, and ended up being like $66 and change. I mean that's out the door. It didn't look like this obviously when I got it, so I put in some, you know, I put in a little bit of work, and yeah, it needed a setup pretty bad, and I think one of the knobs was missing and the switch tip was missing. So you know, since one of the knobs was missing anyway, I went ahead and put on these. And I got them with the gold tops because it matched these old gold covered humbuckers, and these are Epiphone branded humbuckers here. And I think it just had regular black bobbin, you know, exposed bobbin humbuckers on it. And I think those might have been the ones that ended up in the K Les Paul copy. But these, I remember I got 2 sets of these worn out, kind of oldish Epiphone gold covered humbuckers on eBay, and I think I ended up paying something that was like $30 for the. Oops, sorry about knocking the camera there, guys. I think it was something like $36 or something like that for both sets. You know, because the covers are a little bit they're a little bit worn. I don't know if you can see that, but it's, you know, some of the gold is worn off right here. And up here, I think, you know, and they're just kind of old, and, you know, kind of complemented the kind of vintage styling of this guitar. And I think that, yeah, you know, it's got this nice kind of like tobacco burst, and so I think the gold kind of complements that, you know, this sort of amber, you know, part here of the burst, you know. And yeah, it's still got the chrome, you know, bridge and tailpiece here, but you know, it's kind of, it's a, you know, it's a mishmash. It's a chopper. It's got a switch tip from a cheapo, you know, Strat style switch tip here. But I like this. I actually like this configuration, right, with the master volume, master tone, and the switch in the middle. And, yeah, you know, I like these Epiphone, like, you know, Les Paul ish guitars. You know, they've got a nice thin body. You know, it's kind of a little more like an SG. Usually that helps with weight, although this guitar is quite heavy. So it's heavy for one of these guitars. These guitars, you know, like I said, they're kind of skinny, so they're usually on the lighter side. But this one's dense. It's got some weight to it. And you heard it before. It rings pretty good. You know, it's pretty loud. It's quite loud, actually. I had to put a little bit of work into it and, you know, swap out some parts. But, you know, when you're working at, you know, a base price of $66, you can afford to have a little bit of fun, I think. So anyway, yeah, there you have it. On the turntable today. And on the turntable today, we have Huey Lewis and the Nyooz Sports. No. That's not what we got. No, that's not what we have on the turntable today. No, we've got... No. That's not what we have on the turntable today. That's not what we... Yes, here we go. This is what we have on the turntable today. This is XTC... drums and wires. That's what we have on the turntable today. All right, guys. All right. Okay. Glad we could clear that up. That's enough for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And have a nice day. Jeez. Can't believe, you know,